Hello and welcome to This Date in History, aka T.D.H. This show is all about the events that occurred today in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things I personally find intriguing enough for me to bring to you. The source of this information comes from the smart device application Today in History on this day. For links to the app, music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar below. Anyway, on with the show! Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, April 20th, 2018. 420, y'all. In 1653, Oliver Cromwell dissolved the Rump Parliament. In 1775, during the American Revolution, the Siege of Boston began following the battles at Lexington and Concord. In 1792, France declared war against King of Hungary and Bohemia, thus beginning the French Revolutionary Wars. In 1810, the governor of Caracas, Venezuela, declared independence from Spain. In 1836, U.S. Congress passed an act creating the Wisconsin Territory. In 1861, during the American Civil War, Robert E. Lee resigned his commission from the United States Army in order to command the forces of the state of Virginia. In 1862, Louis Pasteur and Claude Bernard completed the experiment falsifying the theory of spontaneous generation. In 1898, U.S. President William McKinley signed a joint resolution to Congress for declaration of war against Spain, thus initiating the Spanish-United States War. In 1902, Pierre and Marie Curie refined radium chloride. In 1912, Fenway Park in Boston and Tiger Stadium in Detroit opened. In 1914, 19 men, women, and children died during the Ludlow massacre during a Colorado coal miners' strike. In 1916, the Chicago Cubs played their first game at Wegman Park, known today as Wrigley Field. In 1918, Manfred von Richthofen, aka the Red Baron, shot down his 79th and 80th victims. They were his last because he himself died the following day. In 1945, during World War II, U.S. troops captured Leipzig, Germany, only to later cede it to the Soviet Union. Also in 1945 and also during World War II, Adolf Hitler made his quote-unquote last trip to the surface to award Iron Crosses to boy soldiers of the Hitler Youth. In 1946, the League of Nations officially dissolved, giving most of its power to the United Nations. In 1961, during the Cold War, the Bay of Pigs invasion became a disaster. In 1962, during the Apollo program, Apollo 16 landed on the moon. In 1999, the Columbine High School massacre occurred when Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold murdered 13 people and injured 24 others before assassinating themselves at Columbine High School in Columbine, Colorado. And in 2010, the Deepwater Horizon drilling rig exploded in the Gulf of Mexico, causing the deaths of 11 workers. The resulting oil spill would last for 6 months. Births: Adolf Hitler, 1889! George Takei, oh my, 1937, woo! And that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar for any information you may be interested in. For your dose of Passive Eds Daily, I am Aozander, and you are you. Toodles!